HPX170, because it's P2 and it's an iframe only codec, all technology is a point in time.
Yeah.
Okay. So when HPX170 was born, here almost 3 years ago, we did not have the ability to do variable frame rate in ADC cam.
Yeah.
So the first dividing difference between the 150 and the 170 is the 170 does variable frame rates in 720p. From there, the two imagers of the cameras are identical. There are some little user, what I call creature features in the 170 that the 150 does not have. Like the ability to go in and work with the metadata on the camera. That's really more of a P2 thing. Metadata at this point in time is a little more mature in P2 than it is in ADC cam. But that was true of P2 in 2004. Technology always being a point in time. So aside from that, the two cameras basically respond alike the same way. They make the same image, but one records in DVC Pro HD, that being the 170, and the 150 is ADC cam, which is our professional implementation of H.264. There's 4 different levels of it in that camera. Most people I talk to end up just leaving in the PH mode because that's the best quality. And from there, it does 720p, 1080, 30p, 24p, and both those, and then in 1080 it does 1080 60i, and 720 it does 60.
Would you say that the data management is a bit easier with the 150 as far as file size is concerned?
Well, the file sizes are smaller on the 150, but you're not going to edit in the native codec.
Right.
So the first thing you're going to do is move it from a longer pictures scenario into an iframe only codec on your desktop. You can do that with ProRes LT, which is totally adequate for ADC cam timeline, but that's 100 megabits per second. Okay, so but that's okay. I mean, hard drives are cheap.
Yeah.
So there is a transcode cost. It's called time. This summer we're going to be releasing a software download that will act as a plugin for Final Cut, and you can actually, once you've got it plugged in, you can take the files from ADC cam and put them on the timeline just as if they were already transcoded to ProRes. It'll make it a lot easier for folks. But when I start looking at should I do this or should I do that, DVC Pro HD is a great format. It then comes back down to media cost. So if somebody's vested in P2, here's the P2 cam. If they don't want to invest in P2, or they find that SD cards really call to them more because they can walk away with it. Obviously, if they don't have P2 cards, they're going to rent those from you. But the SD cards, they're not going to rent those, they're going to buy those, right?
Correct.
So there I would say, for your safety and sanity, always recommend a good, high-quality card purchased from an authorized source.
Right.
I mean, I saw a guy come in here yesterday with a card during setup, and it was E-data or A-data, and I put it into the camera, it wouldn't even go into PH mode, which, even though it said it was a Class 10 card, it's a counterfeit card. So they had, obviously, Class 2 cards and relabeled them as Class 10.
Mark them up a little bit.
And mark them up as Class 10.
Right.
And there you are.
Yeah.
Out on set, and I got cards that don't work. So I recommend either Panasonic or SanDisk from a known supplier.
Yeah.